Hi, I'm your host Vasco Duarte. Welcome to the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast, where we share tips and tricks from Scrum Masters around the world. Every day, we bring you inspiring answers to important questions that all Scrum Masters face day after day. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Success Thursday this week with Kim Hinsch. Hi, Kim. Welcome back.
Hi, thank you.
So, Kim, on Thursdays, we talk about success and we also talk about the tool we use in order to get there. Of course, I'm talking about the Agile Retrospective. So share with us, Kim, what's your favorite retrospective format and why?
Well, maybe not the answer you're looking for, but my favorite one is the one that works. No, it's not really one. I think also here you have to look at what the team needs, how the team is, what the energy is, what the level of trust is. The ones that I use very early on when I just start with teams is Battleships or the Name Game, because I think those two are very powerful in the way that they also give a whole mindset of how you work together with each other and what is important. I think those two are the main ones, Battleships and the Name Game.
For those that don't know the formats, can you do a quick description? I'll put the link on the show notes to those formats so that people can go and look at facilitation ideas and so on. But in your perspective, could you give us just a short description of those?
Yeah, sure. Well, Battleships is mainly a two phases. In the first phase, you just go and do the game Battleships without giving feedback whether the point that you're making is really close, yes or no. And in the second phase, you say, oh, you were really close. You only need to go one to the left or one to the right or whatever. And that way you show how much more effective you can be once you have feedback. And the name game is basically what you do is you start writing names in a handwritten way. And the goal with the name game is to show how important communication is.
We'll put the link on the show notes so that people can go and explore it. But it's important to understand like what is the core of each of those formats. And you said the one that works is your favorite format, which I like, is a good answer. But of course, it's not specific enough. So for our Scrum Masters out there, how do you go about defining what is the format that works for next week's retro?
Well, to be honest, I define my retro in the evening before it is retrospective, and I take about 4 or 5 hours to actually prepare. Why do I do it that last minute? Because I just use the whole week to see what happened during dailies, what happened during reviews, what happened during any event that you have with the team, what happened during the one-on-one talks that I had, either with my product owner or with my team members. Do I hear things? Do I see things? That is the input for my choice of retrospective. If I see that there is a lot of one-on-one conflict or there's a lot of one-on-one frustration, then we go into maybe something like a red elephant. What's the pink elephant in the room? Is there something that we need to discuss? Is there something that has to be spoken out? If I see that the team is frustrated by a process thing, then it's good to try and understand what is it then? What is the anchor that has been keeping you down? And how do we try and focus more on the sunshine than we do the speedboat? So it's very different to try and find out what's necessary. But once again, it's basically also take it to the team. If nothing special has happened during the week, I try and do a team bonding session just so that we have some new information to discuss. Like yesterday, I did a retrospective and we had a sheet with different questions. And it was like questions like, what I like to talk about? What don't I like to talk about? What is a superpower that I have? What is a superpower that I wish I had? And we found out that someone loves sketching. No one knew. So now that person is doing sketching for us every single day. I mean,
that's brilliant.
It just depends on what's happening within the team.
Yeah, and it is about making sure that you listen, right? Like all the time, paying attention to those conversations,
Yes.
Maybe having a moment where you go, you jot down what were the key observations and then, okay, so what might we need and then define the format.
Yep. And that's also one thing that I always do. I tell the team, I'm not doing other things. If you see me in a session and I'm writing things down or I just get my laptop, then it's because I see something or I hear something that I don't want to forget. So also here, it's being an example and just opening up. What am I doing? What am I seeing?
Absolutely. All right. So now we turn our attention to the reason why we do the work that we do, which is to, of course, have an impact, to succeed as a Scrum Master. So, Kim, share with us, what does it mean for you to succeed as a Scrum Master?
Well, it is a combination because I do like metrics. So the hard side of measuring if a team is successful, one of the types of metrics that I am very, very fond of, but haven't been able to find with that many teams is key value indicators. If a team is able to set up key value indicator and use that to be proactive in delivering value to a customer, then I would say they and so I are successful, because having a successful team is the most important for me. But small successes can also be, are just as valuable, maybe even more valuable. I like having team members start seeing the value of giving open feedback, is being more constructive in receiving feedback. One of the other things that I measure often is team morale, which is a set of different kinds of questions, of course. But if the team has actually grown towards each other, I feel I'm successful.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that that you said that it's a combination, right? Like there's these metrics, but then there's also, are they using certain practices? Do they get the value out of those practices? I also like looking at small successes, right? Like, for example, journaling and just jotting them down. And then at the end of the day or the end of the week, going like, okay, am I listing down small successes regularly? And if not, then of course ask why not and explore that question. So I think that's a very practical way of evaluating our own success. So thank you for sharing that, Kim.
You're welcome.
Part of a successful Scrum Master job is to help the product owner. Tomorrow we explore that critical role in Scrum, the product owner role. Tune in to learn about product owner anti-patterns, what you can do to help the product owner, and a real-life example of what a great product owner is and what made it so. Tomorrow on our Friday Product Owner episode. See you tomorrow. We really hope you liked our show. And if you did, why not rate this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes? Share this podcast and let other Scrum Masters know about this valuable resource for their work. Remember that sharing is caring.